I'm just going to say it. Some of y'all are waiting for support that is never coming. You're waiting for your best friend to repost your business. You're waiting for your family to clap for you. You're waiting for validation before you go all in. But let me tell you something. If you're waiting for them, you might be waiting forever. Here's the truth. Not everyone is going to support you, babe. And that is okay. And I mean okay. The people that are meant to support you, the people that are meant to align with what you're doing, they will. And those people are not always your family or your friends. Typically, it's always complete strangers. And that is normal. And in order to get that support from anyone, you have to stop expecting it from the wrong people. You have to stop expecting it from people that's just not meant to support you. And we're going to jump into this topic. We're going to dig a little deep, and I'm probably going to hit a little nerve, and that's okay. But before we do that, I don't want to be rude. So let me introduce myself.
This world could offer will never satisfy me like just being with your father. Oh, wow. It's the way the birds fly across the sunset.
Hi, babes. Welcome back to the LVME Unbroken podcast. This is where we swallow the big pills, not the little ones. I am your host, Mercedes, and I am here to bring you some difficult, harsh, maybe traumatizing truths that you need to hear. And it may not be what you want to hear, and that's okay. But some of y'all need to hear these things, and you don't have people around you that's telling you what you need to hear. So I decided to be that person, a complete stranger that is, to bring that to you. And please understand me and hear me very clearly when I say I mean absolutely no harm. Everything I'm saying is all out of love. It might be a little tough love, but it's all out of love. I'm only here to help and not harm. So if you need a little push in your life, I'm your girl. I wanted to touch on this topic because I always see people getting into a little rumble about it on social media, and they're talking about like, it be the ones closest to you that don't support you. It be the ones closest to you that don't show up for you and this, that, and the third. But there's so many different aspects of these types of situations, and you have to think about these situations with a very open mind, and you can't be selfish when you think about it. Because let's be real, everybody got something going on. The world is melting. Okay, let's talk about that. Everybody got something going on, and it may not be their priority to support what you have going on, but maybe you know that you can still go to those people and just talk to them about what you're doing, and they'll listen. That's enough. Now, I want to get into why some people may not be supporting you, especially those people closest to you. And I really hope this doesn't come off the wrong way, and it's not shots to be fired at anyone or anything. This is, if you're the type of person I am, you don't care about that anyways. You don't care. You learn to keep pressing. You learn to keep going, whether there's one person clapping for you or none at all. Like, you just keep going. If you are doing something or you want to do something and you truly believe in it and you truly have a passion for it, all the outside noise doesn't matter anyways. You should be locked in, tunnel vision, completely focused on what you're doing and not focused on who is supporting you and all the statistics and things that surrounds it as well. But one reason that some people may not support you is because they just don't see it for you. And that's okay. That's normal. Some people may not see the vision. Some people just don't believe in what you're doing. And I want to remind you that has absolutely nothing to do with you. Like, nothing to do with you. Because the reality is, some people can't see past their own limitations. They can't see past it. So it's hard for them to see big things for other people, including those close to them. And because they can't see past their limitations, they tend to project it on the people around them. They tend to project it on the people that's closest to them. Some people will be very satisfied if you didn't obtain certain things. If you didn't reach that goal, they will be satisfied because it's just a thing that makes them feel better. It makes them feel like, oh, I don't got to do too much. But when you start succeeding, when you start reaching certain goals, it makes them uncomfortable. It makes them uncomfortable because now they feel pressure. It makes them feel less than about themselves. It makes them feel like they aren't enough or aren't doing enough. And those people don't understand the vision because they were never meant to. And so a harsh truth regarding this is some people don't support you because they don't want to see you doing better than them. Another reason why some people may not support you is because they are stuck on the past you. If you are a person with the past, and all of us are, some people are used to seeing that person. Like for me personally, everyone calls me C. They're used to seeing the old C. The new C is very unfamiliar. So they tend to tie that past, or they tend to want to tie that past to the new you. And it just can't happen. So if you ever notice how strangers tend to show you more love than the people closest to you, if you ever notice them showing more love to like celebrities and people that they don't even know, that's typically because people who know the old you have a hard time accepting your growth. They remember when you were just another girl from your city, like them, not a boss. And that's the person that they attach to. And they can't seem to grasp the idea that you have outgrown the version of you that they once knew. And I'm gonna be honest with you, even Jesus had to deal with this, babe. So it's nothing for you to deal with it. Even Jesus wasn't accepted in his own town. When people close to you aren't supporting you, you have to stop taking it so personal. It is literally just human nature. And stop saying, oh my goodness, stop saying that people are hating. No one is hating on you, babe. You can't use that and say that for everybody. Some people genuinely just are not meant to support you. And they are obviously consumed with their own lives. And how can you fault them for that? You can't even fault them for that because you're also consumed with your own life. You also have 1,000,000,001 things going on. So you have to really look at it from a very selfless perspective and understand that it's not as simple. One of your best friends might be going through depression right now and you don't even realize it. But you're stuck on oh, she don't support me. When was the last time you checked on her? When was the last time you supported something that she was doing, even in the most minimalistic way? And I think it's normal for that to be the case. I think we all do that to even our closest friends. We just don't have time. Yes, we aim and we expect to make time. Maybe they post something and you're like, okay, I'm gonna come back and check that out later because you're in the middle of doing something, but your life is so consumed with whatever you have going on that you forget to come back and do that. You forget to go back on there and check out whatever it is that they posted. It's not a bad thing. It's really not. It's just reality. It's just life. And the world just keeps spinning. There are some people that just aren't tapped in the way that you are. And there are others who are afraid to support you publicly because it forces them to confront their own lack of ambition. There's some that also just don't care, baby. And it's fine. I promise it's fine. You're going to succeed anyways. As long as you lock in, have tunnel vision, focus on what you have going on. It doesn't matter who supports you. As long as you're being consistent with what you're doing, it doesn't even matter who supports you. So what is it that you need to do when you feel as if you're not receiving the support you deserve? Or the support from your best friend or your cousin or your mom or your dad, your sibling. You have to stop expecting and start executing. If you're constantly expecting people to do certain things, I don't know if you realize that, but that's a distraction. Because when you expect it, it doesn't happen. And when it doesn't happen, it puts you in a mode. It puts you in a state of mind where you don't feel like you're doing enough or you don't feel worthy. And next thing you know, you're sitting there in your thoughts and time is passing by. You didn't post your video for the following week because you feel like it's just not good enough. It's a distraction. Expectations are distractions. Stop expecting and start executing. If you decide to move based on who's supporting you, then you're moving absolutely wrong. You need to learn to focus on your craft and not their approval. Stop seeking validation from them. It's not going to do anything at all. And just do that thing anyways. Whatever it is, just do it anyways. I don't care if you have just a single person in your audience. Do it anyways. And I promise you, your consistency will attract the right people. I was so nervous to start this podcast until I came to this realization at one point too, for myself. I was so nervous. I was like, oh, this is different. But I felt pulled to do so. And I'm not going to get into this so much. Maybe we can do a separate video one day about this. But I was so nervous to do this podcast, not knowing who would accept me and this, that, and the third. But honestly, I've gotten to the point where, baby, I don't care. I don't care who sees it. I don't care who don't see it. You know what I'm saying? Baby, it is what it is. I'm still doing it. I still feel called to do this. And I have not had the thought of, why aren't they supporting me in the midst of me doing this? Not once. And I think that's the thing that's been keeping me the most consistent. Because if I cared about numbers, if I cared about who it was that was supporting me and who wasn't, then obviously I would lack and I will not be posting as consistently as I should. But I haven't allowed that to overpower me. So it's different. It makes the biggest difference. And I can say that from personal experience. The next thing you need to do is you either need to let your real tribe find you or you go find them. Your people are out there. Your audience is out there. The people that will support you effortlessly, unapologetically, they're out there. And sometimes they're just not the ones that you expect. Remember that your friends and family are not obligated to support you. Support is not a duty. And if you've made it one, then you need to check yourself. But support is not a duty. It is a choice. Just because someone is close to you, it doesn't mean that they automatically believe in your vision or understand your purpose or feel inclined to promote what you're doing. It's not a given. I know a lot of you feel like it should be, but the reality is it's not. Just remember that they have their own lives, their own priorities, and to be fair, their own interests. And maybe what you're doing is not interesting to them. It doesn't mean that what you're doing is uninteresting. It's just not interesting to them specifically. Now, I do want to say that there is a difference between not supporting and intentionally being unsupportive. If someone isn't interested in your business or your content, then fine. It's normal. It's okay. But if someone is actively and intentionally ignoring your post or ignoring what you're doing, if they're downplaying or dismissing your efforts, that's different. And that's when it becomes less about not being obligated and more about them having an issue with you elevating. You can't force people to show up for you, even if, and get this, you cannot force people to show up for you, even if you would do it for them. Stop expecting people to do things that you would do. Naturally, you just expect people to do what you do for you as you would do for them. And it just is not the case all the time. And I'm not saying that is impossible, because I've seen some very healthy situations where it very much so is a thing, but you can't think like that. So try networking outside of your immediate circle. Try just going to some events or, I don't know, tapping into some groups, some little small groups or something like that with people that think more like you or people that are in the same industry as you or in the same realm as you. Try that. Try just reaching a different audience outside of your immediate circle. And most importantly, just show up consistently. Show up and do whatever it is that you want to do. Do those things consistently. That's when your real tribe will show up. That's when your real supporters will show up for you. You can't just let these things get you down and lack because you're not receiving the support that you want. Don't let it distract you. Last but not least, let your work speak for itself. If you are putting out some good quality work, if you're performing very well in the area that you're in, your work will naturally speak for itself. You don't need to convince anyone of its worth. Just keep showing up and keep doing the work. And them same people that intentionally didn't support you, they're going to try to spin the block. And you better be fully aware of it and not allow them to do so. So I'm going to close this out, but sis, I need you to hear me. Stop waiting for people to validate what God has already confirmed for you. I don't know who this is for, but somebody need to hear it. You are enough. Your vision is real and your success is inevitable as long as you keep going. I really hope this helps someone, and I hope it gives you all the motivation that you need to just do that thing anyways. Do it anyways. The support will come. You will get noticed. You will have a real genuine support system, and it might be full of people that you've never met in your life. You'll just get strangers commenting on your content You'll get strangers reaching out for some advice in this area or for you to help them grow their business in this area. I don't know. Whatever it is that you're doing, that support will come naturally. As long as you continue going, you continue being consistent, and you put out good quality work, whatever that is. I know I probably pressed a couple of nerves today, and I'm okay with that. I will talk to you guys very, very, very soon. And until next time, take care of yourselves.